The Marvel Cinematic Universe continued to extend with Cloak and Dagger. I just finished the season finale not too long ago, and this show it's not horrible. It's not horrible. There are definitely a lot of things to enjoy in this first season of Cloak and Dagger, especially the two main performers. They were really good. Aubrey Joseph and Olivia Holt as Cloak and Dagger respectively. I thought they did extremely well, especially when they are together, because the two actors, they have really good chemistry. Some of the more intense, some of the more fast-paced moments in the show, some of the more exciting part of this first season is when the two of them, together in a room or together in some type of situation where they have to, use their power to get out of it. It's very entertaining when that happens. But the problem is, it doesn't really happen that often. Again, the two actors, they have really good chemistry, but the same thing could not be said when they are spending screen time with someone else. Like, for example, when Tandy is with her mom, or when Tyrone Johnson is with his family. These actors, they don't really have that same chemistry. They don't have that same dynamic like Tandy and Tyrone, which is really sad because they don't really spend enough time together in this first season, which is a really big disappointment, especially if you are a big Cloak and Dagger fan, when the two of them is almost inseparable. But in this show, they spend a lot of time, trying to figure out themselves, who they are in the world, and that kind of stuff. Like, the really generic teen dramas kind of stuff. Speaking of teen drama, this is without a doubt another attempt to make this sort of soapy drama really cheesy, really campy. It's kind of like the CW. There's so many scenes in this season that kind of reminded me of CW, like Flash or Arrow or Supergirl. And the show kind of struggled to sort of commit to one tone. Tonally, this show is an absolute mess. Like, sometimes it's super campy, sometimes it's super dark. You know how like Marvel shows, they're either Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., really fun superhero stuff, or you get something like the Netflix stuff, like Daredevil or Luke Cage. But this show is just somewhere in between. Tonally, they didn't really commit to one or the other. They're just kind of like a weird in between, like a weird mixture of both, and it didn't really work for me. And if you were looking forward to these heroes using their power, you're gonna get very disappointed, because they barely do it. They barely do it in the season. Maybe toward the end a little bit, but they spend a lot of time, explaining stuff and trying to have this really complicated plot. Excuse me. And it's just a lot of like drama again. Like, I'm not opposed to like a good drama, but this is not it. The drama in this series is just so campy. It's just hard for me to get behind characters who just spend so much time just whining, just complaining about stuff. Now, I do love my heroes to be flawed, and I do love them when they feel like humans, when they feel like us. And in the case of Tyrone Johnson, he is definitely a flawed human being. He went through some stuff, and you could tell that he is traumatized. But deep down, he is still a good person. There are indications that he is, a good-hearted, a good person, right? So whatever that he does in the show, you can kind of get behind that. But with Tandy, she again, she went through some horrific stuff, but you don't really get that same indication that she is a good person. Like, she spent a lot of times cheating and trying to hurt people, and there are a lot of things that she did that was very questionable. And I was not under the impression that she is a good person. Like, even though she does all this bad stuff, she is still a good person. That's not the case. And the pacing is really slow. This is definitely only 10 episodes, but it moves like a snail. Like, I found myself checking my phone, checking my watch. I count only 3 episodes that I really like. I think it was 7, 8, and 10. The rest of them is just kind of generic teen dramas, like something you would see in a CW show. And the directings are also pretty bad. Like, now when you do an action sequence, there most likely would be shaky cam and quick cut, and that's fine, right? You know, I'm okay with that. But here they do that with a conversation, which is really weird. Like sometimes they're just two characters talking, and they will shake the camera like violently. Like, I'm like, why are you doing that? Like these characters, they're having a really good conversation, and they're actually talking about things that would be important in future episodes. But it's hard for me to pay attention when, you know, the cameraman just shaking the camera so violently. And the fact that the directors, plural, because this happened a lot throughout the show. It's not just like a one episode thing, it's just throughout the show. And, you know, and these directors, they're okay with that. They're like, you know what, let's just roll with it. Nobody said, you know what, I want a little bit more stability behind the camera. I want less shaking, or just no shaking at all. Because these two characters, they're just talking. Why are you shaking the camera? But no, they're okay with that. And of course, you get the political satire. You know, the villains of the show are corrupted cops, businessmen. That's like, of course, those things gonna be very on the nose, and I do not enjoy them whatsoever. And I'm mad at the fact that I feel the need to explain myself, to reiterate this every time that I make a point about politics in movies and TV shows. I do not have a problem with, you know, my movies and my TV shows, whatever, tackling political stuff. Just do it right. There are shows that has done it and they did it right. This show did not. And the finale of this season is basically a zombie movie. It's a zombie short movie, but they replaced the zombies with something much lamer, which is hilarious to me. Like the whole time I was like, this is a zombie movie without the zombies. In the end, guys, Cloak and Dagger season 1 is very flawed, but pretty promising, because you have two young rising actors doing really good jobs at portraying these characters, have good chemistry. They just need to spend more time together. I am somewhat invested in the story and in these two characters in particular. Didn't really care much for the supporting cast, but you know, in a way, I'm kind of excited for season 2. I want to see what they do next. Now, I didn't like a lot of the season 1, but there are also things that I really enjoy, I really dig, and I feel like in the long run, this show could be it could be good. It could get better, and it could surprise some people. But as of now, I'm gonna give season 1 of Cloak and Dagger a 6 out of 10. Not the best start, but hopefully they'll improve in future seasons. Hey guys, as you can see clearly, I'm not in my natural habitat right now. I'm on vacation at Wisconsin Dells. Mount Olympus is a really famous theme park. I'm in the hotel right now. I got a big family, so we got 2 rooms, and the 2 rooms are actually connected. So I just kick everyone else in to go to the other room, and I got this room all by myself to film these videos. So you can obviously see that, you know, the different background. That should be very, very obvious. I don't have my sound stuff with me, so the sound's not gonna be the best. I don't have my light, so I'm just using the natural light from the windows. Hopefully you guys can understand. This is not one of my best video technically, but yeah. It is what it is. I'm on vacation, guys. It's summer. In the comment section, let me know how you feel about Cloak and Dagger season 1. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And if you enjoyed my review, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more reviews like this. With that being said, see you soon.